Hello there, my name's Tracy Elsom and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator based in Canada. Welcome to my Papercraft with Me YouTube channel. It's now September and the days are starting to get shorter. It's definitely a nip in the air in the mornings and the trees are already starting to change colour. So thoughts are turning to fall projects, autumn projects, Thanksgiving, that kind of thing. So I wanted to create a very quick project for everybody who came shopping using my online store in August, and I've decided to use this stamp set called Painted Harvest. It's from the Stampin' Up! 2018-2019 annual catalogue. It was introduced last year in the holiday catalogue and got carried over. And I thought I'd use this one. It's a simple project, but I wanted to use it to show you the two-step stamping. We have two images. One is a very solid image, and then we have a more detailed image here. And I wanted to show you just how you can create a really good looking sunflower using one colour of ink and these two images. And also I will use these two images to do a similar thing with some leaves, and then this image is the one for the centre of the flower. So start very simply. I'm going to grab some scrap paper so I can do some stamping off. So I've already mounted my images. There's the solid one, and there is the detailed one. And actually in the stamp set itself, I'm not sure if you can see, but there's a little arrow there and there and there, and it shows you where to the pieces to line up. And what I have done is I've actually drawn on the back of the stamp with a Sharpie marker, so that when the stamps are not on the plastic, I still know which direction they go to stamp properly. Okay, so I'm going to do a bookmark. So here's my bookmark. I'm going to stamp off a little bit, so I've got some paper just so that I'm not going to make too much of a mess. I can take this away and then it won't distract you. This piece is 2 inches by 4.5 inches, so it's a short bookmark, but it's a nice easy one to do. Now this is my Mango Melody ink pad, and sometimes you'll find an ink pad is a little bit juicy, and if that happens you may not get the detail that you want on a stamp. So my solution: get an old credit card or a rewards card, something like that, and just use the edge of it to just gently move some of that ink down, and you can see where it's slightly lighter there than it is there. And I'm just going to rub that off on a piece of kitchen paper. That way I can still use the ink. I'm not wasting a lot of it by dabbing it off with paper towel, but it's just getting it out of the way so that I can actually do some nice stamping and get my detail. So this is Mango Melody, and I'm going to stamp it 3 times. So 1 there, 1 there, and 1 there. So that's the background. Then using this detailed stamp again, I can see my little mark there is up in the top corner. Again, it's exactly the same colour, and I'm just placing it over that central hole in the image. So there you go, and you can see the detail that comes from that. And as it dries, it will actually lighten up a little bit and you'll see even more detail. So now I've got the flower centre, and I'm just going to stamp that off. I don't want it too dark. And then again, just press that into place there. There we are, that's that one. That was Soft Suede. And then finally I have Mossy Meadow. And again I have there's a solid image. we have the detailed image. And I can do this without getting my head in the shot. There we go, got it. Okay, so there is my bookmark. Now just one more thing before I punch that and put it together. I want to emboss it. If you've followed my blog for a while, you'll know that there is one particular embossing folder which has really captured my heart. It's called Subtle, and that's the item number. It's just a really, well, a subtle embossing. So it actually has a direction, so the lines are running this way. So I'm just going to put it inside the folder. Because it's a really, really thick embossing folder, it sits on the platform directly. Then a cutting pad on top, then run it through. And then run it back again. Okay. So it's called a dynamic embossing, textured impressions embossing folder, and if you can see that, there is some real texture now to that. It's absolutely gorgeous, and similar on the other side. So all I need to do now is to put that 2-inch strip inside the scalloped tag top of the punch. Another one of my favourites. I have some some metallic edge ribbon there, and I'm going to grab a mini glue dot and put it just there, just slightly over the midway point. And I can bring that up and just make it a bit longer. There we go. Bring that up and just press it down, flip it over, grab another mini glue dot. Flip that over like that. Trim the ends. And there we go. There's a nice, pretty little bookmark for fall, and this is what I'm going to be sending to all my customers that shopped with me in August. Well, I hope you've enjoyed that. I hope that's made it a little easier for you to see how the Painted Harvest two-step stamping works. And as you can see, even though I've used the same colour on both parts of the sunflower and both parts of the leaves, you can actually see the detail in it, and that will become a little bit more pronounced as the ink dries completely. So that's it for me. If you want more paper crafting inspiration and ideas, do go and visit my blog and my website, and that's at www.papercraftwithme.com. And that's also where you'll find my online store, so that you can purchase anything that you've seen from Stampin' Up! Via there. And until then, I will speak to you again soon. Bye!